See, like, a trade is like a girl. You let her do whatever she wants to do and you do your own thing. And that should be the exact same thing in trading. If you want to be able to have a life and do whatever you want, you have to be willing to just place a trade, go away. Good morning, traders. Welcome back to Hualien in Taiwan. We're back on the hot weather today, which is awesome. I've been doing some work this morning and did enter a trade. And I'm often asked about my kind of thought process during a trade or after a trade. And I would say 95% of the time, I just don't think and like nothing happens. I just execute like this morning. I place a trade, then a trade is like a girl. You let her do whatever she wants to do and you do your own thing. And that should be the exact same thing in trading. If you want to be able to have a life and do whatever you want, you have to be willing to just place a trade, go away, and go enjoy some sushi like I'm about to do. See, the thinking time in trading should be reserved for those times that are really out of the ordinary, things that you didn't plan and that are not part of your plan. Other than that, it should be only the plan that you have to execute, and that's what I'm doing on a daily basis. Now we made it to the sushi place. Let's take a look at that. 8 sushi and some makis. Total cost was 80 Taiwanese dollars. And we got some sauce. Let's enjoy those sushis. This was so good, even better than what you find in Canada or North America for sure. And I'll definitely go back. It's like 80 Taiwanese dollars for sushi. For 8 sushi, that's really cheap. Now the plan for today is to go walk the mountain that's in front of me. It looks beautiful from here, and I'm wondering if I can get there by walk and perhaps go on the mountain, but we'll see. I'm probably gonna find a couple of nice things along the way, and that's always the point of traveling. So let's go. This is not a very appealing tunnel, but we have to go through it. The view from this bridge is really cool. Check this out. Another beautiful temple. It's really cool. Right on my way when I was walking, and there's a lot of them here in Taiwan, so beautiful. Well, that's kind of a way of doing it. For sure it works. I can see that the more I go toward the mountain, the less kind of luxurious and nice it gets. I'm gonna keep walking anyway, but it's just that it really changes fast. And there's a lot less people here anyway. Now, this mountain is way bigger than I thought it was. Check this out, it's so huge. Wow, this is so refreshing with the mountain at the back and almost no one around. It's really quiet. I think this is really the first city that I go to that is quiet. In the past like 5 or 6 cities, I think. Hong Kong was clearly not quiet. Vietnam wasn't either. And Cambodia was a mix of both, but this is really cool. And this seems to be like a sports stadium, but definitely not busy right now, like really quiet. That's one of the best environments I've seen. Suddenly there's been like a big boom and something, and I think it's the echo maybe from the train, but it creates a big sound. So forget about the quietness, but this happens only like rarely, so it's still a quiet place. But to get back to the trading thought process, I think over time I've been coming to a point where I'm able to know like what is a normal trade and what is something not normal. Like taking a trade this morning, this is normal. Taking a trade and forgetting to place a stop loss, this is not normal. And this might happen sometimes, but this is when you're gonna have to think. And there's no clear answer, because you always get to a point in trading where you kind of are stuck and you didn't plan that thing that happens before. And that's why you have to think and try to find the best solution. And that's why I shared with you guys a couple of days ago a trade setup that like I kind of missed the entry point, and so I re-entered in a different way. Those are times where you have to think about it and you have to figure out what's the best to do in that case. Now those situations, like they're 5% of the time. They don't happen all the time, and if they happen too often, it's probably a sign that you didn't plan enough and that you don't have a plan for enough situations. For example, I know for myself now that if a news happens, I don't have to think about the news and decide then what to do. I know I stay in the trade. That's my decision, that's my rule. And so every time there's a news, I will stay in my trade. I won't do anything else because that's part of my plan. Now, what you want to do is you want to plan as much as possible so that you don't have to think in the future and when you're in the action, because that's usually when you make more mistakes. And for most of the time where like I have a rule now of doing this and not doing that, in the past I've come to a point where I didn't have the rule and I fucked up. I didn't know what to do and I did something wrong. And then I learned from it. Then I found a way to get better. A lot of the other rules I found came from other traders, other people I talk to who recommend me things and who tell me how they do things. And so I can tweak and adapt based on these things. I won't ever implement something without like doing the backtesting and everything. What the crazy sound. I'm trying to talk here. So yeah, I won't ever take a major trading decision without backtesting it. But some things don't really need backtesting. Things like what you do in the news. You can look back on your performance and see what would have happened if you didn't touch anything, if you left it as is. If you left the girl do whatever she wants to do and you just do your own thing, then you come back and everything's fine. But for these other things, that's what you have to test. Like when someone tells you how they take profit in a trade, and you know that there's like a million ways to take profit, so you have to test for yourself and see what you're best with, what works for you. And I've done a lot of testing with that. I've done take profit that are more far, that reflect the zones and all these things. And I came to realize that what was the best for me was take profit at a fixed reward to risk. And so that's what I implement. And now there's no reason for me to exit a trade or to enter a trade by going against those rules. So I hope that makes sense. And now I want to go back because it's going to get a little bit late and I do have some work to do this afternoon. And cool thing is that's crazy. Look at that, they have plugs everywhere. Like a plug here, a plug there. You could plug your laptop here and it'll work. You could plug your laptop here and it'll work. I'm just not sure how good the Wi-Fi is here, but I love Taiwan for this. Okay, so time to go back. I better get the right suit, otherwise I would end up like far down the road here as opposed to near the apartment. It almost happened. I recommend that we stop for coffee then. Yeah.
这么大杯？
这个是大杯。
嘿。
大杯。
大杯哈。55。来，快点，谢谢。
And now a few hours later, back on Zhongshan Road for dinner. Let's see what we can find around. This is like the pretty much main road. Check this out. That one for the braised pork rice. Looks really yummy, looks good. We'll try it out. There's everything in there. There's like pork, there's some tofu, there's an egg, a lot of stuff. That was good, but there was so much fat in there. I feel like I ate an entire beef, but that's alright. It was a good dinner. Now let me just take a look at the area for fun. That's guys, I'll finish it here for today. Give a like if you enjoyed the video. As always, comment below with your thoughts. If you have anything that you recommend me to do in Taiwan, comment below as well. I do want to know for sure. Looking forward for the next couple of days. I really love this place so far and that's really awesome. Well, I'll catch you guys tomorrow back in Hualien. Ciao.